Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. So today we're looking at a 30-day challenge by Uberswe. And this 30-day challenge involves building with Create. So what he went through the trouble of doing was he actually made a map and a mod pack. So in the mod pack, he has set up uh, a little piece of land here, and there was a map here. I think it might have gotten messed up. I might have actually messed this up. Well, I'll probably have to figure out how to put that back. But he actually went through the trouble of making different plots of land. And on these plots, basically our challenge is to build a bunch of different stuff. So we have a list here. So today we're checking off the starter house. So then we have a bunch of different builds on these 2 pages to go through. But we have completed one. So I'm probably going to show you guys a little bit of that process, and then I'll probably give you a walkthrough of the final product and just what my options were. And while this mod pack does have Create, it does not have a lot of the usual stuff I'm used to building with. So a lot of it got used to frame blocks and wands and cause furniture and a lot of different furniture mods. But we actually, it looks like we're pretty basic when it comes to blocks, and so we kind of had to go back to some of the original building ideas. So I'll give you a show of that. And if you didn't notice, I did kind of change up my skin. So kind of got an update. So redid it a little bit, kind of giving it a fresh look. So hope you like it. And see you back here in a sec. Right, so we're back. And going through here, I can give you a little tour of the interior. So we have a nice little shelf here, a couple barrels, chest, just a general nice little setup. Brewing stand, because you don't really use very many, but I figure I'll keep it in there. And this is a nice way of just tying it into the build. Nice little seating area. We got our little crafting table, our planning table. You can craft with it, so that's always nice. Got a little enchantment setup here. So just a nice little setup hidden in there, and then we have all of our create contraptions that I think you kind of need starting out. So we got the most complicated out of all the contraptions here is our mechanical our precision mechanism mechanical setup here. So you get the little, big, and the iron. And of course, when it's on, then it will go along. Place your gold sheets here. It'll go up into the system. Belt will make it go through the process. This weighted ejector will launch it back over here. So a nice, fun little setup, and pretty compact, I think, especially for not having a lot of mods on here. So, of course, have a little stressometer here, just so you kind of have a visual. If you ever need to use some different toolboxes, they're set out. Whenever you're working on different projects, you can easily pick those up. 2 mechanical presses, because one is never good enough when you have a mechanical press. Always feel like I need a second one. Deployer, easy enough. Make some casings, different things like that. Our smelter, of course. And then we have 2 basins, copper and zinc going here to make our brass. Andesite, zinc, or iron nuggets, of course, to make andesite alloy. So a couple easy ones. And then this barrel actually is for putting in charcoal. So if you put charcoal or coal in there, it'll actually fire up that blaze burner down there. So just a little cosmetic thing to kind of hide it away. So we got 2 mill inputs, so you can always throw them in there. And of course your mill output goes there. So got a washer and a smoker, if you need to make some bread and things like that, or want to change up some stuff, we have those. So those are always nice. And then we'll take a little walk upstairs. Of course, we have a little sleeping area, some more toolboxes, some basic chests. I didn't label them because you can kind of change it up. I tend to like to do food over here, do overworld, nether, and storage, those kind of things. So, but a lot of times I will kind of do storage. We'll work on doing a storage building probably. But here's the inner workings of our building. So nice little. We didn't use a speed controller because I wanted to be kind of back to keeping it to the starter base look. So we just did some gear ratioing to make it there, and just enough so we can power all the machines downstairs, but we don't overstress it. So we got pretty close, but we probably could maximize it for sure a little bit more with the mechanical speed controller. But for starter base, I wanted to keep it as brass free as possible. So the only brass we really have is the deployer here and our one brass funnel. We probably could have made another one because you typically get 2 brass funnels, but I want to save that for some other stuff. So yeah, this is kind of the look. I'll give you a little show of the outside of the building. So here you can kind of see what we're looking at. So nice little setup, but I think it works pretty nicely. And then we will go down here, and of course I think we'll set up a train station here, so it works really well with our starter base. And that back there is that's a whole other thing. So, but kind of going off of that other one, we do have it set up. That's for taking a schematic, but here we can see I have this set up. Put that away. Start that up though, right there. Voila. So we got that windmill going. We did some interesting decorations for the side here. Just a little bit of details, not too crazy. We're keeping it pretty simple for the starter base, but with that one windmill up top, powers all of these machines, and we're pretty good. We got a high network stress of 87%, so we could maybe throw a couple things on here, maybe even one more press to make it exactly right. But I have to fiddle around with a couple As of right now, this looks pretty good to me. So it could be almost exact if we did add one more mechanical press. So you do have room to add that. You could add a couple more deployers or a couple more mixers or a couple more mills. So it does have some room for upgrades. So if there is a couple things, we can add it to the system, which my thing, I would probably just throw maybe a gearbox or something onto one of these, and then you could just have a little extra contraption going on. But we just did a couple decorations, used the girders here, a couple of water wheels, and some bookshelves and such. But yeah, I think it turned out really well for us, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of this build challenge. So, thanks for checking out this video. If you have any questions about the build, let me know. A lot of the inspiration came from a builder that I found called JP Core. Does a lot of really cool buildings, exactly like that building over there. So that is his design, JP Core. So I did take inspiration from that and kind of took the roof and kind of adapted it to my build. So I tried to keep it within the little area that Uber has set up. The only one exception being that the windmill and kind of these edges here do come out over the plot, but that's more so above the plot itself. So all of the contraptions and everything else are all within that plot. So you can fit them all in there easily and have plenty of room for storage and moving things around wherever you want. So there's plenty of extra room here that we could definitely utilize for more storage or building plans and such. So one of those things. But yeah, I like it. And we made a nice looking windmill, I think. Again, taking some inspiration from that one over there. So making our own version of it. I think the sails aren't quite the same because I did want to put as much wool on here as possible. So getting a gradient of colors, not really an option for that, but at least with our current mod pack setup. But I think it still turned out pretty well, and I think I like it. And I kind of like the flat top more so than kind of the accents. Just makes it nice, a little bit cleaner, I think, and simpler when it comes to a starter house, like something you would build on a regular survival server. So I think this is pretty easy. You could replicate it pretty easily. You know, we got limestone, deep slate, black stone, oak, dark oak. So and lots of deep slate, cobblestone, and a couple blocks of moss. So you find a lush cave, you're good. And really not a ton of wool. So we didn't max it out by any means, but very manageable for a starter house, I think. So, but we're off to a good start, I think, and we kind of have an idea of what we want to do, and we're going to be moving on to the next thing on our list. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to make an iron factory. So, we're going to kind of go in line with the list somewhat. So, I think that will be nice. So, I think the iron factory is next up, or we may do a tree farm in between those two right now, because those are very essential builds. Because with the iron, we'll get lots of cobble, so we'll have plenty. In the survival world, we would have plenty of blocks to build even more houses and things like that. So, but we also use a lot of wood. So, tree farm or an iron factory. If you have any suggestions, throw them in the comments, and appreciate you guys checking out this video. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So if you have any questions about setups here, it's pretty easy stuff. So the millstone's not too easy. We just have it connected with a hopper. So that when you put things into the mill, it will not go into the barrel until it's done. If we did a chute, it actually I think pulls out of it before it's done. So it's kind of that's happened to me before. But and then this setup here, again, hopper, simple stuff. You know, not a huge fan of hoppers. There's some nicer things in different mods, but I like kind of going back to the basics of kind of moving stuff around with the old stuff. So we have some nice little lights here that I kind of like, but it kind of goes well with everything else. So the nice thing here is this andesite funnel, whatever you put on here, and I'll do a little gold sheet here so you kind of have an example of how this works. It goes straight into there, which is really cool. Which why is this going the opposite direction? That is weird. Oh, fix that. I was like, I think I forgot to switch it. It must have changed. Okay, I don't know why it changed, but you can always change the direction of your windmills. So rather than trying to redo a bunch of stuff and switch it back up, you can actually just throw it back around. Gold sheet, boom. Goes it around. That's a nice little setup. So don't have to worry about a secondary belt, kind of looking weird and stuff. Makes it nice and easy. So it keeps failing for some reason. Well, that is odd. But as you can see, it does make the precision mechanisms. So it does work. So it is very nice. So we got 34, 32. Give it one more shot because should be okay. Looks like we're working. And then it should be good to go. Nice. Perfect. It works well. Okay. Had me scared there for a second. I don't know why that wasn't. So it can fail sometimes, but generally it works very well. So, and these are always nice. I'm still working on kind of adding more, but currently this is kind of the best setup I've found for some of this. So copper and zinc. Copper and got zinc. You got some charcoal. Right. So throw some in there. And a nice thing to do is also to throw a filter on there so it doesn't accidentally start making anything else. I find that's always a good thing to do with any of these contraptions. So we got andesite. Oops, andesite. And we'll do zinc nuggets. And we'll throw that in there as well. So again, using a filter to make sure it makes the right thing. If you do it early, then just do it one at a time and then make the filter right after that, or you can place the material on the base and it will make sure to make that. So that's always a good thing. So here, why is that not working? Probably, I guess it doesn't work. Well, I'll have to fix that. I think if we'll throw a deployer down there to make it. It's kind of disappointing. I was thinking the hopper would work, but well, we'll work on adjusting that. But it's not bad, not bad. So still pretty much the same as typical. So you got andesite alloy being made, and you got brass ingots being made. So works pretty well. So we'll just have to find a different way to do that. If you have any suggestions on that, rather than just putting a deployer down there that it funnels to instead, which is probably what I'll have to do. But yeah, thanks for checking out this video, and see you in the next one.